Akwaba. It could be Easter. In fact, weekend was very, very exciting. With Kumasi, especially Ashanti Fest and then all that. Suluku. Kumasi was very interesting this past Easter. Akwaba. Na was a Monday, yeah, but na holiday intimation. Today Wednesday, Yamunyina Akwaba Afro City extra hot in the evening. So so now no people are not well organized and then it looks like say so na holiday no kakra. Nti ne say many kwesi na yeti ya chidi any your resource persons or join. Unfortunately they couldn't join us. But kwesi as always you do justice to the topic. Nti mamu nyina akwa ba na ya chance ba Afro City extra so. We have a lot to give today. More topics trendy LGBT still in the news. President say any priority. Is that the case? And the case say priority and a bit who come up. So sourcing big push. They say the numbers keep changing. Initially there was 400 friends say contracts, which was 44%. Now no friends say fellas see they have over 900 contracts. It will say also the wheelbarrow contract, truck contract in Abe Sebubiana. Where from that 900? No si bedi hu komo. Kano for rata, medical Canada second and kasa open once and open so Ghana. Second the Ghana, obe BT any case be a bit true at him. Because only any case against Ken Foriata. It's just political gimmick. It's rather unfortunate the man don't want to be here. And I believe say also say the health and he doesn't want to gamble with his health. Now, indeed, if you want to come, like I've always insisted, no, there's no case that we can throw at Ken. He can't beat it. Yeah, the so see what how be justice to it. And then what again? What else do I have? Yeah, because I think said that's it. You didn't come on full by the Bible.
Okay.
And from the topic, you know, LGBT, big push, kind of Furiata. And yeah, over the weekend there was a press release about nursing recruitment. So they be no batches for fairness because we'll be a year 2022, 2024. They assume me say we are 2024 no that time no opinion by and now we national service. Until the year 2023 no train the pin the year 2022 no we the service the pin aba the bia on na ye be fa no. But in this case no almost say NDC the communicate about some don't be something different. Trial lock. You Susani again be friend trial lock. Yeah. I'm said for now that is what NDC intend to do. We'll be apply open for all. And now is that an avenue for say about certified party folks are now because I think that this avenue about breeding a lot of friends say protocol.
Yeah.
Because I mean minister be and I mean friends say this be and one my friend can just say me 2025. Now I say I can apply, so I will just apply. It's a bit disadvantage or more maybe all this while. So for fairness, do we have to go back to tried and tested practice? And I say let's stick with what our friends say the current government intend to do. Because we have about 3, 4, 5, 6 topics right. We're here to discuss. Until you can pick from the top, from the bottom, anywhere you want to start from.
Well, yeah, just free Easter break in the political shows were abeka home.
Yeah.
Over the years, what we know is say Easter any side of the world and side of the country. Easter no I know say typically sorry for Roman Catholic black on Fridays and Saturdays, they wear white on Sunday, Resurrection Day, Pentecost for convention. On the whole year, Easter time on
a week to
the Easter
no, they do that.
Those ones no
yeah. Methodist convention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeko SDA shut down from one Easter too much because according to them, Easter angazano any Christian origin be a pagan holiday bina ya Christianizing no. Said a Christo form Jewish for celebration, but they put it around the same time. Said a celebration that they used to. Almost no friend Easter. Maybe some hundreds of years ago. No,
is that not a long stretch?
It's a long stretch.
From same applies to Christmas.
It's a long stretch.
You want to give the history of friends and Christmas.
Yeah.
It's same thing. A pagan holiday. a lot of things. In fact, both Islam. If you go to Omo, they will tell you a lot of things. Also, the same paganism.
Yeah, exactly. Iti no me eja aye gidi nkrofo no mugidi nene yi no ankasa no Yesu no ankasa say din Jesus and Christ no in free Israel me hu Israel ni be efe no Jesus.
There be efe be Matthew, Luke, Mark. Middle East ni be na efe
Matthew ni Bartholomew ni and Peter.
Yeah.
And no, but we normally maybe yenya me no me no dey bekaya Easter is around those things.
Sure.
And somewhere along the line, I think say a free 90 by especially no communities, towns, any nkro etumi yes Easter na ebebo afore eno nya sabi asore afore ye oman afore in the hope say nkrofo ye ne ma omotutu kwan a kakra wo mo nsem wa kontuo no beba fie na sabi so oman janan ana school dan na etia boy na edwa na etia boy ebe kan sase na kakra bi
because what what happened to that community friend?
I don't know.
Then what went wrong?
I don't know. Evolution na catch no. Because it looks as if say I be doing that this time no for some 10 years
coming to government so
about politics. It is a
because I remember growing up in China, sorry, growing up there are a lot of things oh my aduma time ni dura obia ba it is say a friend say afore what I say ya di konya si maybe now wa uni wa wo sika wonya ponche so wa beto ponche no
yes.
So what I say near running auction or ho we are sky benya no ya 2D the buhu akonta na de be the following year we accounted for including the project na be no nti na ban the kakra be so all communities what is happening?
I don't know, maybe so na ban sam ni o man mu sa no o man no ya si aban no
yes
edi se bi di kuro bo de wura na o be ya announcement say baby say ya satam no me be me nyine na me ni MP yeni DC
no
no be pay mu no tell free jago best no come by kwasa no hu no o ma ho ye krum ho emetu kwan there's nothing compels him to come. You know, I never saw anybody like that. So we used to help ourselves around this year. But so about 10 years coming in there, Easter kwawu there has always been kwawu. And there more yen ma men munya to make say kwawu for Easter there. I think it's free. And over the time no some national calendar event be other people who are not necessarily from Kwawu will still, make time and go to Kwawu and feel like enjoy themselves. But Jabi told me, I don't know, say regional minister, Ashanti region, Dr. Frank Amakohene, started say, oh yeah, Ashanti first ninti. And Abia Menshia South MP, as we as obey Soloku Festival. And I'm not sure whether this is the first time and as the second time because was started only last year. So there has been a Soloku first in and yes, A plus and so Akoye Gomwa first, Ewo Gomwa.
Yeah, and it was magnificent.
Very. There was Anabekano because Oti Gomwa na Okwain na anye na surely school ni market na there are issues be na ko kind 300,000 to 500,000 mashatawali. So me no me bono nyum na obi ateda no na tues kan man no onko the next morning na no on my man international enko sa school na no ma. I mean magnificent,
No, I could listen.
Yeah, I'm listening.
You see you sukra you him. We all know say you will be MP. The limit is.
To me nyakwan no.
To me nyakwan.
To me school no.
Nti dia no obey. Obey bring up the community together.
I agree with you.
Shatta sama okay. It might be say Shatta crabit makobosu na chen.
Shatta don't tanya.
He would do that. Shatta and A plus, they are really
good friends, all right.
And then what I say, most of the showbiz connects with A plus very well.
He's a musician.
And no, not just being a musician. In fact, the guy at some point, people around him, or you'll be when you are close to him.
Or a brother.
See,
Fancy brother.
They made differentiating between Dr. Frank Amakohe and A plus. A plus, on your regional minister. And I feel say, that musketries and then that friend say, for some it may modernize, so that mean far a short of friend is a time, and maximize a form of revenue. Let me tell you this. At some point, pure takra when you been torn one.
Maybe I shot
when you been torn one. The air no crown, over pass it by one.
It's true.
And that small 3-4 days, no. Sika abegu amount for botomogo mo. I'm telling you, beje trama amount for mom the year. It kwame de ahono de me bona baso.
I can see.
Now can be far Dr. Frank.
All right.
Doctor
already me boss keke. See bia no na bia ma other politicians and other political actors in the system. No, so pass omuye bibi.
Doctor, the no adwuma na creative friend say industry for the adwuma on fama o. Ne de say agya na adwuma bebree wa ha. Ya ma na adwuma bebree say onye mai.
Ono
sa me ba me kwan me nam so ohwum friends ohwum Peters woko atwoma boko ne nasefo. Wo de car fast we nye yi.
Ono so sa why say no. Ontumi nya kwan no. Ontumi si school dan no. Regional minister for by design, they are not agents of development.
They are.
Well,
they are different from the MPs. Regional minister is actually the agent of development in your area.
And on behalf of the president.
We all depend on the regional minister. At the end of the day, the best champion anything in the regional, it should be from the regional minister.
Well, okay, I consider as well. But him say, a share 1992 the ACBC in the intense is a regional minister to be like a come to the point say. Man for because I deal with it, and yeah, regional minister we are in Kamba. Because at the end of the day, it's all the continuing Mukana, he still has to forward everything to the central government. The central government, man, go ahead and ask all man funding that. And yeah, I know which my
I think that's also a problem. Ghana, and they develop all this one because of practicing federalism. Say federalism and the regional minister will be in charge of
fund his own ways and means to
mobilize funds.
To the point the portal crying these days. So
you have to,
it's
then be approved through a friend, say Minister of Finance, and I went to me a committee, anything like something like.
Slow. They question kakra messing them, especially MPs on pass or more emulated anima way. Unim, so we be MP, and or the MP. They were constantly be saying share so Bantima, Menshia South, Menshia North, Furukrum crowd, well, which we do Furukrum Kawa. Omohono, even in share so. Brady Bear Pan and Hansher so far, you know, such in Chinach on Quaco MP. Almost every nook and cranny rose beer they don't conform to crano over the time. Now say you crew fin, a buying beer when you're MP and this have some. Omina force say. For the major cities, it was here. It won't be. So it's always share so now MP. Oh, there's a cabo look every day because apart from say, wow, do what needs to say the Napoleon or Manchester some time ago. Manchester, the woman here, bridge 70, quite 70 way, Buabo, but library here, I sit center here, and also say, you see, we are whose uncles in the next ones that will see from the other day. It is no more baby, a year urban areas here. Or more developmental issues no cannot be compared to rural areas in there. Those MPs or more a bit matter parliament 4 years can on Casa Grand will be answering so and hard me biasa. It is a war be so to breathe. Now say what is say Menshia South, Abosuluku, into one's honorable ones will be able to breathe. Well, I remember I bet it in be sending Yaba, but did color will in the idea and I'll go down to Sujan Unguana, then we jump on table to an Yakoda, Ziana Diachi. But I did time a sacrifice so. Adeɛ kye a meka so me atwuso loku na wi a honorable ene Monsieur Bridge no hwe na ye man bimo mamu kwa no hwe na gusuman ye town roads no hwe na gusuman see because what me afa musician everything kran amana ba ye krum abeda ma de akye ama wasa wagya no kwan so wanya no so boche wa my assumption is that kakra ba ho na emom no nye de ehie ti hwe na we man nti no de we may have to brace ourselves zia ba ya central apeke Ashanti etre oh, North Fonso Cramo, Gonja Youth Association 50th anniversary. Is it 5 or I think 50? And also not means politicians here and the dominate here. A black Jifago machine, Sukru Momoye, some I may forgive me for the term, but Mirifi, some from festival, native festival, yeah. And also this woman, Audrey Kajapo, I think she's one of the coordinators, and so almost yeah. And Vice President Kupio Momasa Bonohima. Back for I'm saying Queen of Development. No people that said the word development and in people another development ben why yes no him it did me who say we are going to have politicians capitalizing on this particular Easter occasion to make a statement either to their constituents or to the entire country about their contribution. I think they are competitive. Now, next year we may sit here and compare more than 10 constituencies or 10 MPs who use the Easter occasion to do something, whether entertainment or development or anything, for and on behalf of their people. And I can also say said na ye kan said ye enkwara abre mi omunya ehuni omko ye no man tia omuhunu ye no enko mo revive that spirit no wo de men ye no one day say Easter Friday, Good Friday na Saturday na Sunday na Monday no for that entire week no na she programs in such a way say Friday there'll be something, maybe clean up in the markets and schools at places ya ye nyina benefit no or see it to me here. Now the next day no say be mrantian maba wo krumo na no mo be didi nkomo bi conference bi apet futufu bi am no beto mu fo about the human entrepreneurship na ade a eno so ye fine ni Saturday na memene da no I don't know say mobile for you somewhere there na say Sunday no mobile there baby nyina is good. Monday you can go ahead and enjoy yourself. Let us use some of these occasions to reignite ourselves, bring back that old spirit na your friend communal spirit na eno mu nya communal labor no. And because assemblyman pa enya president Mahama nkintu omoka no oba be assemblyman for years pe no sige promise omode man be o wa na listen was na MP kra na president kra de it is a wo be nyina say ye to assemblyman we mpotu so ha ibenya toilet ibenya light ibenya ya me na why we near we na from say ye nkonkonko do ha obi enu obeko enu nti sa community leadership na ya policy ni nyina no na ka ho e na abodawura obi ampa so obeso ready akire because nko ho adwen mi say wo kwa ban mu wo say committee no assembly oni DC na nam oni MP na nam then na won so buy fee be ye house to house campaign see entuma na entuma wa bibia be so.
Is that really the case? Is it not just about urbanization? I won't say nitia mroso obi feel say okay me city me wa Accra me Kumasi me Sunwai I have to wake up at dawn go to work. The only time I mean my benya in ABI during that holidays I can't have enough time for community labor. Again, me to Abama Obia, and then you walk. A friend is people who are each your castle won't keep it tidy of the community. It's not about urbanization. And I say,
not the first no near of a phone free grand, but no wonder no any man beer.
Oh, say,
what in granny na crabba?
Yeah, I think say you have a point.
Easter see Christmas,
well, that is the only time I think say I don't count on your family, no family values.
And die down
because in the young Casano, because one I won't say now offer baby quack pen.
What is
what I say? Because yes, now call downtown. I was hey, and I say a dorsal, sir. You see, I somehow okay.
Yeah,
with all seriousness, that was the time during that community in Bessiano. Oh, foul baby, or the number of baby, or baby, or the number of Munina, Nemosia. It's a be a munimo.
Yeah.
It's who now took my asset now between to Kaku Club. It's not be a guest out. No, you cry. I say, but no. Now sibling be or hodoma.
Or can I guess out of any idea?
What I say, you never knew about it
at all. It's yamma yeni now. Na yem fasa spirit no ensamra. Na enquire say, sabi ya toa baby no. And ye, if you necro no, tinton time. Bibia a bank cratch for and I say, manufo and I say, my. I think say on our own. We used to do that. Abroche for Kanomoba. So Bekaya say Easter for any draw. Na ye be obushafo bi o Europe a omuntu memba omuntu make come home boom na o mama ne bibi either say hospital beds bi ana school konwa bi ana anything a enye se bi nipa ba akode a e de beboa o man nyina no na we for some reasons anema na take off ma menti ase eti say politicians no e do mo ho bagim o ma yusu a they should also be careful say men tra ho emmo our life entra wa fi Emma consoles and nine, and sorry, how much for, and Sanko. Now, only who to tell crop for sa, cause there won't ye be crab, I won't a ye the MP from Papa, the zero bloggers of do much in a year one day, you're inviting no crop. And then you may hear more mine on Yano, oh, mana, Easter drew for now by posters, obey banners, obey I can say, local information center announcement, such and Chinachi, Yamagia, and no say me, and you remember, but my sacrifice, so say honorable. Enye de here ni we here but we so here pa so to me independent was so as a political leader ya heard that so about there enka entwa ma Easter no kra ma general na no start frefre on crop form wo brutiri ofa brutiri wo na wo me dem ni ho wa da ma wo momode na nya ye kromufo be akumi no mo ho bi na me no mo ni nkomo so yes within a week no one have been 10 contacts talk to them make a conference call or not create a WhatsApp group and engage them say Abusuyambo is MP for Sika crisis to 15,000. This is for Sika honorable can say Muhammad Daroman is one page 30,000 cross still na katuana mai. Me and they mean to me. Name some wo de ebia me tuma me na me so ade hu nie Easter day enimu yi ana bronya day enimu yi se nyame ya dom na to ne a de me pase me ye wa ha nti no kakra bia monya bebo bia I want to believe say penifo se asupa we enchera semte sasem no ya sempa nko ade o manfo no say na enka na dwonwo ho kra na wo aye political leader what me afre no so wunya number when so wunya doesn't matter. But I want to believe that me crazy me wo bruchiri na me okontum na me tese me honorable bia kopem number from that Kwasi see ne be yenti be hia wa over sada no de bia mnum bia but sada no kwa de wo no ma ase a different bi na wo no because nipa no feel acknowledged. He feels important say ho ba he say be hia mo de ya be frame you no bi no omunya be ba be boa na enya wo nko na saa wo mo ba ene wo me de me kan parliament ena ya twa kuma mpampanyi ena akoda finance ministry ni ade no saa excuse na doso nye ne mani nyina na central government betum de amaye ye ho no ye betumi aye bibi eti no a good start for Gumwa is a good start for Mensah South and Botarenya Black Shepherd Commercial ono de mom the tourism na obedi and minister na obedi and Odima Botarenya o heard say we see pushy Botarenya agenda even on GBC ni GTV a otumi say also that chibi we go njani we bononi we achimuni na so ko a moni nko fie na ukrom nema kakra bi already for the tenure that you be in that political office. Let the people remember say honorable maybe a chairman no ye you know ono de sad time na no minister there jayo what I say na unko for enya biaka because we have had instances obi ye man post emfaso baako kura ni ho a ono a uyi ono an ye mma ne nabusuafo ne yere ne maame ne papa no mfiri ho a obi a ni ho a obetima kan yo wonu mo empia ne driver a oti akurase oba otwunu no oda so eti akurase ho e na one driver foforo etenkran do otenkran no ko hwe no kwatasi otim na do oti akurase na ono wonko ye empikura no otwunu no be hwe do otim enu sei ye ma ye ne na ho na ye hwe bibisa. So I'll end with this celebration then.
Yeah, okay. Back to LGBT. I'm saying the anniversary say.
All right.
Felix say Reverend Intim Fojo. On any MPP and I could follow. Almost sign bill now. Can we hear say a baby hako hama against one sign. President Mahama Swaka was saying your priority. In fact, a bimo say in fact Mate from somebody that's more kind in wood to say the victory of NDC was divinely orchestrated by God. So that they vindicate the righteousness of Nana Akufo-Addo.
Well, he may be right. That person may be right.
Yes.
Yeah. Because Obiso say, hey, I pay 2 years pass Akufo-Addo and that's MPP winning, yeah. It's about me and MPP winning, yeah, can get.
Yeah.
Because a number of acquisitions, 8 years build up, accumulated the MPP, so no. Some people say twice for 4 years, and got the next 4 years, a bay quadruple of all the 8 years acquisition because
yeah.
What people felt say MPP and 3 I think so minor boy because for 8 years NDC 4.0 picture we say as an another year bonsam or Baumia de omo me dem dream say MP NDC wo suro no musuro no into mo pass on belleto no banana de mo demonizing kakra wo hwe the way a se bi ono an ye mma bi ti say Sam George ne Sam Jamfi ne Sankrofo no bi na na betena TV so ehoro no na no it beats me because me whom is I political but I don't see why for political difference in tea me coach me political opponent I will bet me Nana is older than my father.
Yeah.
Na me na betena TV so me nam some opportunity no ma hanti no me dina tem sir but they did to the point say since you to ebro so ne yira Nanado say ewiabo den na say nkofo enya ewi chese Nanado enframa bone tumfuto be good dem Nanado. Now here we are. The fellow say kanu ene de nukreni bushna fom fanchame say muhunu nyansa bi enim then you say I don't blame Felix, I blame the chief of staff and the functionaries within the NDC. Mo what Dr. Kalusus Mahama, is it press secretary to the president?
Yeah, press secretary.
Why is the man not talking? He is a seasoned communicator both in pen and in mouth. Felix in some way or tag I don't expect that. Dr. Kalusus, he will never come and justify some of these childish infantile talks.
Why is he not talking?
I don't know. Now why would he talk? Because government communication when in ministry na commerce for Kwachi. First time MP in parliament.
No. Felix, with all fairness, was indeed spokesperson for President Mahama.
I know, but Masa,
during
sometimes I saw dropping.
It's true.
Sorry, I say.
Yeah.
And yes, I will drop into the film on Kahonkra. But men say elevating to that extent. Abra war other key players or more. Because they are high in this right now. And your more political communication. They always assume the position say, as I said, no money or money ekasano. Either say Yajuni war form, and I Yansan war form, and I say Yanunikra, and I say Yansan in Ibikra. Because MPP, apart from Reverend Team for you, say Yanopemica, Missy Veneno. So no. You joined a band that was prepared to tear your party down, and because of all religiosity, they been cutting a slack a cry and so forth. And I don't expect soft will be as a obey or Ghana near an African is of say, Sabi, you come to once a man, obey the change night one day or tranchen. That be definitely be you regional marker saying, yeah, because on the Bible man as in the truck on the young upon a trash or saying, me one young upon answer about Uncle. And one can see on to us here. But will be anywhere, mean Kaiser on some able independent. I would defool, a crom fool, give fool, Munina, Yango Poyan, a bow. When Yango Poyan was a quay, gain or quay. Our man auntie. Do we are so for a sorry to top what? Now say, Gideon into no yen so, not dear wo, woman, I tayo, into no, yes, and you will be our memoir.
Because it's not about a soft BGT, because both culturally and all we know here, no.
Yeah.
Obi no ha so
yeah
were Muslimi wo ha
yeah
were Christianity, the Christian fraternity wo ha were friend say the Buddhist, if I say minor friend say
small churches
ha dey say that ni na religious people wo ha sa
obi
say ono dey no small wo mu na nje.
It's true.
This
I know, but who nyakoda ye ti hada na ye nchuso no min kaise traditional authority bi ewo mmere bi o masha to say uhu say nipa ne bi afa ne bra ne emfa ne moduam ana ye yi abrafo so mo nko hwehwea nko hwura nkrofo danchi ne ehwese sa nkrofo ne bi wo ha mi kaise min kwada brem ne ye frɛ papa bi wo frim dimit ma bonedi kwaku ni na nkrofo dwen say o esa ne ma ne bi obi ehu da so oye bi bato mo penifo de mo so oye bi ana ne kwada brem and ono so wa se bi wa heda anyo ba nantenante ye fa ne say oneyere nti no that assumption was there nti utwa de mpoma chikra o ma me ka je say kwaku ni frɛ wa adwane and for some reason na man kran so de on fa nkom so me kra me kakra me skanda me tifa no ho ye oba o se bi unikunu ana wo yekuna oba wanyi na obema nka ho no ene de anajo tumi one hwe oni nti na wo dem kwan fa so wura ho no you may never understand because we me mpoma open ene kra se pono so de wo don sa fa ho kra otumi bie so obi wi ade otumi fa no afa bodies ne toma nyina bema o ono mpo min kai da se community ni true abufuo se ye kono so akochina bebo no there be we seem to know his problem and he also knows the society is aware of his whatever problem is and it was as a cold war unima obia eheda enkanchiro ye wo meto dame ase yenka se bi wo yesi nti soreko ana ye bobo park so ba behwe bia nti ye ma ne ma ho ba wo hwe de nkrofo wi Sam George ne nkrofo ye se wo mo shato wona over so biem kakra na so wo ko anima everything about it is hate. You can see from proponents no one no ties amere na chin for money Reverend Tim for Joe Sam George every opportunity to benya bia no so mo kasa as se be gay for no nyinipa the talk as if say omu kura nkeye ninya radio presenter metropolitan radio host in the morning catch say sam microphone there is so much kura nkeye. This is complete hate. And in this day and age 21st century, you don't assume that posture. Because before Kasebi say, the everyone who come from Pono, I don't support that behavior. And I don't claim to understand that behavior. But I also know, say, not all things are made for us to understand. Over a dentina, Sebi, Ubewunipana atachashinechi. It has a it is a memory who's at a time, Mimpe, Emea. Mimi enchemra ni nko achacha bia o memu ana ukọ maybe ase we afraid mukum ere yedru untua kampo nipo ama o moye endangered species in their own community me no free abusuan bia o me abusuan but A man has Tanzania as an infant, but I sit here, use my small corner and add my voice, say that is anti-human. It's the human element in the area. And in any case, yeah, I say Christopher and IGD for per se. Or more, I dream is on no bonnet any day, Yam couple meeting that chen, but all the any day, or say a mera any woody.
Hypocrisy.
It's a hypocrisy. If you say, one more so Bible mu, a swear, a shy, a chain and go say, we didn't cram out my near that, or more than the Young. And so Bible remember we are soon. Yankopon Cramachi will be unto. It is a okofa sang somebody ba na any ho. What was the issue in 2024? Let's say 2020 coming. When I said you not to mono a course or here, about your problem. And this is what me struggle MPP for so nanado especially na kofa sang cross for mrawi a koto parliament ya speaker babin nim na ken kan say na say want to make kan was aden you also jihini mu ya but as speaker babin or the free parliament ya na.
It's still
15
there.
months he ought to say what can gain was a
No.
one can say gay no say what didn't quack or the big so other gain I didn't quack aquahina or the password didn't quack na ye and when the absolute majority you don't need anything from MPP. Then this is why you ready pass it seven you to some air how main say shambra some people for chooses on betting crap abu to against that 180 something against 83 there change my and this case be no more. Eti omo anu tutu anoma ho e de be kire panyin sa bebusa panyin se anoma be ni enne omo bebusa yen se e de ni LGBT. It's evil to lie willingly knowing full well that is not a priority. And I agree, this stands in there say won it here. Me I've always told you say it is not a menace. First of all, it is not a problem in the country to the point say shembra na enforce so e chi obi kotum ho. Because there are jail conditions now. So you're convicted gay and now homosexual. You should be jailed in this country. That is so dark. What's saying Stone Age thinking. I want to state emphatically. You can't get some man. Go for the money see penny bear or coffee akwana bear market. That is no good. That is defilement and then
Sodomy.
yeah. In fact, sodomy the penny no akro sodomy. But penny beer or the sexual advance kwa so no. Say your bow say bemo. That one day, a completely out of the law. I can say out of place. I have a child. I don't expect my 12-year-old boy. Say or fat 1-year-old girl. And no I won't approve. And I may approve say 20-something-year-old boy. MFA me ba or 11-year-old girl. No. So omo I dream say and kwadano gay semono. It's not towards them. In fact, America, a teen woman no targeted at them. Transgender seminar a woman. We as me bano as was so ba. It's no most cabro suntino. No one starting a doctor Casare and no 18. But LGMB no, only a lesbian, being a bisexual and a genius gay. That idea we have lived with it since time immemorial. Anything apart from LGB no, ya can no. TQ plus 9 was completely to me. Me mean Tassia did ya, me me could have numbers or papa. But Senka, my team, maybe a mammy and papa, quiz and banis or bar, mammy soap or bar, no koya, or bar. I mean, because I don't want to be. And I may be a man in grace, and mea cramming your US Kajina, Sebi or bar, Minabia me peba, mea and Casadi, Mimpasi baby, Nankopon, mamisa. That's my thinking. So, where was the problem? Why was it made as if say Brana or man ebo to the point say put to me a year for who dear Kufado in the bush of one atom. Some project back was a SMP for Kufado. Say or Cotra name Jamie baby ho you can sound pano or you gay Sino Morocco, the gay partner. And so what? Does that make Nanado a gay person? No. Now if or any cousin, some George maybe. I mean Pengu, Sabaku yini. When you know, Minka so day. When you know 20 something or 28, was it that? May oba minimum manager, and I'm head one over baby. I don't have any feelings for my opposite sex. It's media. This is my partner. That's all no but frying pan, actually, and one I hear good about one. We live to see. It's evil to lie willingly. It is evil to cook a story that's not there and put it on a person and make it look as if said that person. Omo ya de bi kra be for Baumia. Baumia declared the stance. Stance na me pege no. Must I say it every day? I come and make me pig. And so what? Who pig in the end of the day? We are busy me pig. But some judge was like, I don't know about me. Say on pa. I don't know one country Kufuado no one sign. As if say Kufuado remote control not to the Baumia koya na fans abra the sign I am baby because I make you know. Nana omo ada o mai no. Minim wo mo agidifo a asofo Lawrence Tete ne Press Chapel your friend say. Ajina Sare eno omo Steve Wingham ono to say Lincoln for some more abasokra ye Mahama Basonye ne here. The econo it's not about the president, it's not about the person GM. And your minor or more than the koto some a yibimuno. I want a problem. No. And no me that was where I was coming from.
Because if Mahama ye President Pen.
Yes.
It's time or not or targeted President Kufuor
yes.
the gayism.
Yeah.
Now all playing the emotions of Ghanaians, the innocence of Ghanaians. Most of us, they need him say no president on this day and era can sign that bill.
Yeah.
No president.
No.
Dare to sign
but some judge may president.
He
can do go about it.
We knew this. But the we don't pray on the ignorance of others.
Yeah.
And then using the clergy, the church.
Yeah.
Obi President Mahama, why President Payne,
yeah.
knew very well.
Yeah.
Oh, say this exposure should let us know as Ghanaians say we are gotten to the point say holding the politicians accountable to their words.
Yeah.
Now, instead of President Mahama apologizing, say, ideally, I think say I got it all wrong. We already have enough laws. I bet him dealing with the gayism. Now he's turning around to say any priority. You know why? Because after the Lincoln issue, who's about global?
Sure.
When it becomes global, when the global targets you and your country,
it's come from you.
So Obabeka say any priority. The international community will pick it up in the international media.
Yeah.
So what I say, we are on come one same view. Now Felix is saying say President Mahama ni this here omo pa dem mo beda wo monima. Knowing very well what the Felix Beka it doesn't hold weight. So what I say, as the President Mahama Beka. President Mahama can they vindicating over the international community.
Yeah.
Now they know across the globe. Say indeed President Mahama making a stand alone, which is not far different from what Akufo-Addo said.
Yeah.
Indeed, Akufo-Addo can say at this point of time, no,
there's nothing like that.
There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Would they need to rush for something like that?
He was 100% right.
So translate it and your priority.
It's exactly the same.
But the difference was one.
It's exactly the same. That's what I'm saying. Is
I mean, Musa we ask what was. Now make up again the clergy. Were they being hypocritical? Was it about their stomach? Were they being political? But they rather used the gayism as just a small screen because there is some judge no can Ajinasari or the oil it good some judge so F45 no I want to sorry them oil they say anani ana da oil they da
that's it
because when Musa
boy you see it on boy I'm going to me good
oil no the good reverend friend say Ajinasari or the good some judge no oil na da o me na young copy budgets no for man no from good so no already innovate now on some bill them bra
yeah nane CJ I say my meaning can for President Mahama position you know we say a former president he knows the terrain he should know better and I agree with you 100%. That is why what I say the omo around this subject you know is complete evil. They knew they were just deceiving whoever believed them say or more problem be an answer or more cost be to now they don't have more passing bill no who in parliament said no 275 no yeah and mekaipa both sides
but the clergy indeed almost say they all what ought to be there obakwa monitor church members yes
clergy now would say you know ignorance count most clergy they don't read it. The Bible
no there.
Oh, they may buy doesn't, but I mean,
okay.
First of all, most of them read in the kind of Japan to read my lips. Most of them are ignorant. They don't read. They don't listen to news. They are the documentary clergy. Say Usubem Pamnamui or Kosoni data. I heard documentary be about space for 45 minutes. No, one thing simple. Lawrence Tete Ajinasari more ya catch. I tell you, around the ministry, no, or music assem now, they have to bank and they will think about it. And go ben aircraft by microphones in any band and they will think about it. Say or transit was share the Bebo society. And Brian on want to Macassim be a board society. They be a beloved, a precious one, and God's people. And I mean, most of them are ignorant. We must sorry for that, but sorry about Buomo Post for a Catholic because Catholic priest over. Uncle school no over 6 years.
Yeah.
That's a medical school. And the stages so. Yes, or Kobai and no. Obi who be a school girl also a prophet. Obo mo ye Methodist for near the quite actually 3-4 years where we walk around Kobu, or be declared in a couple. So ignorance is there. A lot of them are ignorant. And sometimes you have to also come to understand and say, easy say so bit imagine about time say me fa ho ana se me fo aso ebi kura na go fa ho ebi nso kura so a enka ofo aso but ontumi mabontin me ka say me fa ho ana me fo aso. Why? Because the general assumption is that kamia said that brebone we are na gay pa na nyankopon chiri kura. Me, I don't believe that, because the woodie ekoso de bia Obama, Osama bin Laden, Echo bomb America. There's no Christian country bigger or stronger than America. Yanko point to me, Uncle Whisper country will be. I say, Professor Mugo baby, go to me soon. Diane country will be. Yanaman Namha, or yeah, so see that's the bill. Friends, speak a bill, chief imam. Mapaya after 100 years. Who are kind of one say, no, the Monuma Bassing, Yamiasuman is Omeka. And people got to internal lesson. Oh! Bernard, one no packing can't check me or trouble kunina. And so, for whatever reason, Bernard was so convinced by God, his God, to come and tell us, say, can you point back to an idea and Kobunkum and Kunifa were winning by this margin? We had Thanksgiving before election. We also at a Yankopon, and Yankopon didn't send anybody about Yankopon, Nim can Japone, Baumiane, when he be a D, and some of course were Israel and Irani. Or sacrifice our problems, so I can say, what can Yango on the Ameribiana? You see my point. So, ignorance, Cajon, and a Mao, some Georgie Mao, no African, no warrior, Tata, my wash as you know, Namin, to cross no family man, sir. Baba say, her dear little proper sexual, blah, 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 blah. It is complete nonsense. And everybody, Sebi, or was some level of humanity in him, no, and who and I say, or two or more. Her for money, who you free? Africa, sorry, also. Baby, what air was free for echo because or more say or more if
yeah, Tanzania
or more time in Yankopon airness. I be needed some go to why you free when
you supernatural powers be
it me ya bro to you ko I am double
yeah
o ko ayanta ho na so be hia kokwa oboto akoko no o mu Tanzania for no ade ba chide kuni pa na David no to pass ya o you free no wa ko abusan for kwa negotiation. Ama here to high fighting. This man was everywhere. If you simply talking, I don't care. I don't care one bit about him, because his position graduate and not there to me. Not imagine here, because I haven't like I say, but it was a takrat chautua.
Yeah,
but he thinks he's a lawyer, and so and if he's a believer. He or not the Lord quite ordered to change, because lawyer Papa Bien or Befas asked him where I can do almost see a canon. Or to a lawyer to train, and find a believe part, no, and be did the atema, one on a mat to move to be born on radio, so because apart from one no be uncancer, near can LGBT, gay, and sexual and lesbian, and a pay and we flew in the binny and a tantai and a trumu and no cancer offer. I'm not to no be added a bone. And no be one and move him, but no be answered in a bone. Sabi my no mukoi obania I can't be unfair to women, but baby I'm doing say hokra kamano and it will never fa and do as nipa and go ho. You get my point? It's all back at Yefiana uni.
What's your point? This mean
oh so hygiene there and fat gender home.
Okay,
sorry I say
sure
and fat gender home and now to say ubu or no son the Christian wife and husband too. I no fear, I no fear and go foot me feel 1 hour. He say foreplay. Oh no, what's that? Say on tafrene you know for on the fin no and go for crowd to no man kwasi or no see or no or so. But se wompa and my bonte make say I no fear yet. It is yen brand and brand I can yan bane I no fear. Nay, obi kura tumi ka say anye se oba na da ho mo akoda no so na ye star fufuru bia nyankopon pe unsa Christopher bitumi preach say doggy moa ni na tumi say adwen no wu ida say adwen no wo form ana say wu ana say nipa no ra heda onumnyansa pa wa heda na odi nyansa na to baabi na odi ne gidie e pa so chese bi odi nyansa but people do that obutumi bo dwa abonten as a crusade no wa gye microphone horns no wa kagu asoma ma obia opompo obeti bi ba se ma oka no odi bobra egeyi. Look, we are raising global citizens right now. Maybe minumi ni enya kwan bi antu ba nkra o mudi achi bai ofa ebe onwa se oba betna no aware China ni aha from kwebe no phone so but eventually they will go and meet and stay yene a tete no chinchina chechire mu dada ba akum no oye ba ne te ya oye nadwuma oba no wo China ni won so ye nadwuma obekọ na wo be se mienu eso no mo ntra afeda. The world is changing in many ways here. Wodwen say wo tete ya say de ma no say be ya ye ne betra society man nie but enye nyina na betra.
Talk of China.
Yes.
So the China abemwa we all know China with their culture, their preservation, they really hold it dear.
Yeah.
But for close to decades, centuries, nothing has changed much in terms of cultural practice in China. Globalization is there. But I don't know two ye GDNA near ye nim say a mamre no.
Why is it to train? Obian gas will be Anthony Gideon to train. The fact say or minor any sebi a time and as or mining for any enkudi sankro for any jeje who did no or minor saying who in.
Well, silence means consent.
Wait, we are not silent. Oh, GD for no dear. Omaka from time immemorial. Said to Musamunye. Obano Banshia. Yankopa Yanesa. But it is always happening. And mind you,
okay, say it is always happening, and I say till creation I exist. Because looking at Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah fight in this.
It's about 6,000, almost 7,000 years ago.
Mami Musa, reading the Bible, you say Sodom and Gomorrah. So what happened?
And then I'm going to go free. Trumudia was over England, and I London especially, no. And there's and in New York. These are the gay capitals of the world. New York and London. New York City, I mean. Senyakopon ambombe wo mumienu ese de we na ese nyakopon kopa Sodom and Gomorrah for cho. Because then there uko London Anglican so for to me ware bema. Omo mumienu nyina wa so dem. There was some European leaders bia ne partner eye bema. Ah o European leader. As if Finland or so. Ah o no o said the president ba na the lord na dinati no. Ono so kwa na ne kunu bema edi na chi a state no agina enye ukunu ne de wo ye ne dem o say ebi ne say enye bi ne hia o man no. Ye electricity na agina so no. Ya kwa na de no university na ye ko free no hospital na obi atumi ko free no adan kama na isia onipa hu nya se okwa top plot na akọ han breach akọ han we akosi dan dan si odada eno kra won to at once utinam na ututwa kakra no eno enti no moto sa aba na ma no. Are you following? Now na obi atru na wo betuma akoka we Saudi Arabia. It's a fair point. Obi atru wo betuma akoka we China. It's a fair point. Obi atru wo betuma akoka we Russia. It's a fair point. What is lacking? The knowledge that is lacking in here is that China system, no, Saudi Arabia governance system, no, any countries no modi try empo no. Onfan compare Ghana system, no. Democracy. Democracy simply means say majority must rule, but minority interest should be protected. Don't say majority say 275 no more parliament na 70 year kan. Do na no. Democracy mo yen ene ebeye eno so nche se ye ni ketwa na ya ampene no emumeto momtore ase se ne Gandhi is winning go meet my pam people in from emu. But that's not how the game is played. That democracy my no why na bet ma bejira bonten se wo fa me dem ye gay etinu mende se mo mpo ye ba be gay party ewo Jakobu abonten so hwana no but say koso se be democracy ya ye dia ene de so kaso we gay party a wo pa menko ho enko hebi. So me yire o satinchina abra be bi na emom se wo ka se wo mpene so ntino chenchina achi ye ko no kofa police for me se mu no de you may be cautioned. Are they killing human beings there? Are they harming other people there? If they are not and they are in a mutual agreement, let's say in a confined area, you have no business going to call authorities on them in a democracy. You may but don't have a bit my me abeche no ye che no kotum wie na so oba bonten no nya lawyer papa wa o ma ye be che no no obetum so asache won so back aboka aha okra de okwa obedema che ase wono no de no. This is the kind of, reasoning or see a day ebe kan ye ho ebio. China ho no da be na te say ya to aba president foforo ba ko hu ya we ba no se no so ko be 20 years old.
Yeah.
Russia,
Vladimir Putin.
Saudi Arabia. What is Saudi Arabia? My post is a tab on team vote for me da. The tika ya hai baby abekubia na hinsem ho e na nka man no ye na nanom de e na amanwesem fo wo ma amanyoni be pa na e ba na nanom abeka che o say si ade mpasa me de we bi say e ba o mamu a you couldn't ya tumya throw ya to ya chi dada the LGBT we na ebe ma ebe crash your system nyina ye wo bi a otumi fa na tro konkro be nyina bonten edi ye hinatem abra David honum ni da ofre ono ohene David a wodwen se wo ba be wu akoba bi ohene David tie ene agya Abraham tie ene na kodidi na ne hene tia od na etwapia ada ye wo se ohene na kogu nsa na nyankopon a ote soro na on papetese no ohene ni gu nsa no ada na nyankopon amaje kansen glass na Antoine na ono don no nam so odi don ti wakofa saa quotation ba ko bia begina Bantama High Street, Krofrom High Street, whatever High Street, wa book crusade ajenko football na odi authority bi ekasa etumi di dimpanifo nyina atem because ono dwen se ne gidie no e ma ne saa tumi no. Look, untumi ko esa gidie sem no China yenye crusade. What I say ha wo de answer obenya Bantama Presby Park na wo answer what ya no. Authorities must come in and even give you permission before you do some of these things. Adam Chedu akoye crusade bi okwan so block okwan no makra ekwan. It means no authority was informed about what he was going to do. And afterwards, no parliament made the man. Who dare you? Now we are crusade. Now be catch be crusade. What to me crusade? Rally. Now traffic catch. You dim. Yes, so man panyi betwem. Now no man pe baby and fa. Car to me the one more riders in dispatch riders to me the king crash show and as by wire. And go baby. I want to tell you that the kind of democratic system now here running in there. We may not win these cultural, emotional arguments simply because you think you are different. If you are different, this that you are practicing, is no respecter of person. Or give you equal human rights to everybody. And unti first, it's what you crop to me bono. I hear you. Bene, what you crop na bona. Chrono no yentwemu. Na wo bra obro no so yentwem. Ye be kan chrono sem no. Na wo so bra obro no so yaka. Wa hwe ammiru nyana mko akodem. Na saka wo ya de pa wo. O chere say ademo na oye no bo onye bio onyankopon na nkasa no me Kristo ni kakra baby atete me o say emma hwit no ene chaff no enyini mbom na otwafo no na nyankopon amma obia se wo na yitwafo ndikutwa ma me diko yiwe mfrim na ma we mu wo wa ka do ta se mo kan wo se nam se woni afira na wonim de wo yenti no wa hwe ya obekwa kodo hwit no mo kra egu na waja engura no mo asiwo ni wa na wo so kodo ngura. And the UK and US are more learning this lesson bitterly. At a point, they had a system where they thought say gave for yare. It no say systems no change so we gear and the kwan bia so no or see a boy ni healu. They omo ye kunkum ko bi kwa. So wo £50 note to is it 50 or 100? Guy ma me that something Alan Turing. UK for castrating, chemical castration, hormonal ne bi. Simply because the guy was helplessly gay. In fact, he had a female partner, but omono partner and who say, I come in the idea. I say, we need because me no hunya makono. Me hunya ono no kra akono so me mu onya me. Na so yonko be maba ahodi bi ode ye no. Eti no ojan. Say Elton John yo bonwum. O ware pen. O ware be 1 year kra. Oba na ka say John. Dabi. Kori de woni je ho. E no ojan man koy. Imagine if they had killed Elton John. Can you my 18 na kente? Imagine if they had killed Tim Cook, or yeah, who we kitaway. And then or a CEO of Apple. So umpege some no we are some na the idea. Wow, kita iPhone, iPad, Mac, MacBook na the idea. Kotochuni. Because nipa na oye no. Oye gay. Ni kunu bema on neti. Eda sorry, oni baba kokra. Ono kwa de wonware ba akra da. Oye gay. News ya oye hu yin CNN for nin crofo mo ye hu TV. Dodo na ye gay. Oba ya me hwe news no. Dumuno na kotena baby na dweno. Look, we have a lot to learn. And I am hoping say the nanado kind no. When the time comes nobody can stop gay from coexisting, peacefully coexisting in this country. You may not like them, but you can't do anything about them. Why? Because majority, you have your way, but minority interest should be protected.
Because you shared your views, and I couldn't agree more with your views. But that being said, generally, what is good for the goose
It's good
is
for the
equally
gander.
good for the gander. Politically speaking, in this country, looking at the stance, it looks like you have a lot of time with this topic. I didn't want it that way, but because of most of the things now was share, was your personal view, which I agree with it mostly. But being fair to previous government and looking at how they were lambasted for say indeed there were propaganda being thrown out across say the bill has been passed and then been transmitted to the president. The president did not sign.
Yeah.
In fact, the palace known very well said the position now one any mumbrana wa Ghana hapa still saying say President Kufuor sign Sambrana.
Yeah.
You see, almost say we are the kid to be ya charge you for causing fear and misinformation.
Yeah.
They keep a friend say peddling misinformation. But I say knowing very well say indeed the law was never transmitted to the office of the
president. It never got to the president.
Now, coming back to my question again. Civil society, the clergy, the role we play prior to the election, 2024 election. And most people, can say, okay, and do me to mind this crampona. I will rebel against my party. Okay? A business so I say, indeed, don't sign there. Me 20 years who say, gay to me. To be fair with such people, do you think say the clergy and the civil society say so for no more hypocrite? So what I say, I'm talking in terms of like na course or putting your personal views aside. Are we being fair to Nanado?
No.
And then are they being critical of President Mahama enough to let him know, say, indeed, this is not what we voted for?
Okay, 2 questions. First answer, no. Nanado has been very badly treated. Honestly, come up and also Sabro from Metaka. Benefo said when him said the Nanado nti MPP for see Mahama between 2012 to 2016 and who ka tuane bi no nyae it na nkaza say no he has the tough skin for that. I'm not sure that Nanado is bothered by any of the accusations and finger pointing and name calling say Sankrofono e dey no nyina. Nana is one body, one person. He seems to know the game. I mean, but it was a Nana for Instratekum.
Yeah.
So it's
but
unfair.
then on a repeal this criminal libel law.
He's one. Yeah. Oh, wait. Sometimes I say who so. Nana will go down as one of the finest politicians we have had in our country. Even though there are a lot of things I was expecting him to do, Bema baby. Now so far, Mahama bit my kwaba 20 times. On to me for to Nanado. There was so many things, and this may not agree to this, but it's a fact. Where Ibinomo Abrafo term on strategy. Strategy simply means to think far. It is very transactional. And the DSA anything near solve. Why come on, I saw but to be the obey no. What you say? I say at the pa. Oh no, it values of time. So don't let me elucidate Nanado too much and go forward with the attempt. But he has been very badly treated. But I think it comes with the territory. That's how, unfortunately, the apologies has turned to. I'm sure maybe after him too, that kind of behavior from there. Fine. That is second question. I really believe for a Troya and this for try at the bar by Muno. From Hunikwa. Actual payment no come up on in your mind. And it may not be JM himself and the party na kasano. A time will come unless they develop some they are now winning more souls. They develop some communication strategy. Bia a bit more to me winning. Now some paper and this bit my catcher say after the game win here. I'm a wow wouldn't mean answer what you to. Say be what you know. What I say? I want to believe maybe a lot of people are waiting because the best you can do is to vote against the government. Don't mean what you will be to me. That's why still as I'm George TV so. Still as some Jamie. Honestly, I will go so. Oh, them or no, Kofa, Galancio, bear 10. anko brade ne one de ba TV so kugina nsuo no ho ye yi no and the san nsuo na yesa no ho sika ene odi a wife che kama sa patakatwa ne da omanim bibia ni wa wiase se de nyankopon bo ni wiase no so we gidi ni onye gidi ni o there's always come upons at some point here. I think say ebeba untumi ehudweke muka the hoodwink the entire country, lead them, and then we turn around as one sign corner na meboa well if it must be fi see na kwemu but I don't just say that chow obi akose own team. And so far nobody is speaking any sensible thing around LGBT who is from the NDC. That's why the pastors cannot speak. They have been made fools by politics. I don't know, Dr. Lawrence said at TV so nah, and the president, and and the president. No, Dr. Lawrence said we saw 1 year ago march at Jubilee House. Okay, he wanted to lead Christian pastors to the Jubilee House. Say, Ekufuado and Kosan Bill no, Edamahama Kanzen Nedam Uncle. He doesn't need to march or run it. He must run alone because no pastor will follow him because nobody. I mean, say, oh man, who quite MU Emma Bontin mekano ya. Debi America, Mrs. Ebema we boa. Wa ma Bontin meka obi ehu. And as only so we bit my bones one. Kan toka Bontin. Wa ha beboa ma obi aso ehu. Na me no head them. Na obeya bomasum. Na ma Bontin meka anana ma metra da me asa meka say enra pa me rehwehwe masuma. Over very what? You get my point? In the most more it's not like everybody was quiet and silent. No, there were some discerning voices who were telling you, even legal brains, who were saying everything about the law or that so-called draft is wrong. First of all, it's so much anti-human rights, and in this day and age, no sane society will condone that. Oh, no, society, Senegal, yebi. Oh, Uganda, yebi. Come on, man. And so what? Open maybe a quiet example of Senegal and Uganda. Look, yang second boy, brother. We are betting for no money to Ghana. Omo adore India and Ghana differently. About 3 places here, betting for no. Omo respect to those natives was Ashanti because of Ashanti Ponti.
Yes.
Ghana
in fact, most of Omo governance structure was learned from here.
Yeah.
I say there was Sanahene as finance minister. Yeah, most of it.
Yeah. Oh, are the president? Boy Scout.
Yeah.
They learned Boy Scout from here. Papa no can sa Sagrenti war no. Or share strategy. Those days, some 150, 200 years ago, Asante for some school, some they are the military strategy. And so, you did native wisdom. It means this uncle for the face now. They felt say we have to groom children from like that because Asante Ford do not write and document, but they have been able to plan and strategize in such a way. Say it is very hard to defeat them. So you hearing to say, me see from Serbia and the kingdom no every year, Enka they will never win the war. I bet they are Iran and now Vietnam. You get my point. So what exactly is on the table? Utumi adia wa unim say entisa unim me catch obi a say the NDC for kano say President Mahama when about ikura na emra no ontumi san otu oh eno de omo kan de bi ni mu afrem akasa kwasi who kan you oh true na we be kan na
yeah
otimpa kwasi who kan you who kan so ontumi am say ma yeni scanner na yes em free people na mo fa yes ye tebi we ni mu nyansa as odman koman a wode yesu ba ono aso de ball me o eti adwene de o my kakra fine Sam George opamiento abama Sam George my president in there he will never cough about LGBT because Sam George wants to attend UN meetings, he wants to be included in G8 meetings, G20 meetings. These people will not invite you knowing say we a push thinker because omo no mtete dem on na oba meeting no do na again bia.
Yeah, and then looking at even omo era you crampo they are in better position to have even signed because
what is stopping them?
Trump crampo you be
also
you see his stance is literally against LGBTQ.
Yes. But
crampo there you are in a better position
Trump
to have signed because Akufo-Addo was dealing with Biden, who is a Democrat.
Yeah.
And indeed, Democrats will not allow you.
He was a hypocrite.
Have a peace of mind if you go against anything like
LGBT.
gays. They were really tight connect.
Yes.
Saying factor
Yes.
and then to finish this up, then we go to the next topic. And I will say as my fight or my and as a nipa will be as mu. And you can say a certain point in time will be ideology and I will be belief.
Yes.
It's me. There was a point I saw you be say TV cry on a and then I saw now a U10
TV station.
TV station. There was a point I saw you be say in fact who cry about my blood
and woo. And
in fact at some point me nimobia na because of blood in tea na church members say run shift one so what I say we because ni nipa na other hospital no the family nyina nko saa sorry ni
okay
so omunim say church ni free no ho a the wishes no obusiafo no be override
so they had to stand
so they had to run a shift on the old lady so say obusiafo no omotimi a stand on the wishes of the old lady say na sorry okwase me anji mojaji and I sorry say obetimi a store wa mojaji ma wo ho be 5 years I sorry be san be U10
yes
akoka say oh he say the utimi ji
oh ojo moje o
enti na satan no mo anje nyina mo wu sebi nkwase wu no ana satan na de wo TV so I say me hwe TV wa wanhwe no e bia hwe ya kabenya adesua bi dia ba obra no na life as you so moment tie ye ho let's listen to our inner being and know say nyankopon boy ne seso ade nyankopon pese o ka kire bi o be ka kire onko kan kire one individual bi say on na sebi on nko na waso nti o be ka kire se ko ka kire oni pa se wenye se that being said
I see say obia be ka kire se nyankopon se a oboa
oni telephone number bi on the friend telecell in Drew Heaven
oboa
no so other topics looks like we done really much on this one you work in Oforiata me the medical candidate say you start me ye be intro no say Ken ankasa no ye ni case be against Ken e dey keke so what I say say Ken enye se be ni ill health nti na on person obeba na e some reminds or back and for the nimra no so they be auditorate here I'm telling you there's no single case this state will win against Ken Oforiata.
I agree with you 100%.
Have always insisted. Say you say you need free ice. Let's say you need coffee. So ne visa na Attorney General Dominic Era. I can't say revoke. How true was it? I always had that view. But whom am I to say it wasn't true?
Na saka ne visa revoke ni ade enko mu yi ni nko tena fie o US fie so ta na yere kwetena. Come ne better play my straight.
Right now when I'm in fie. So what went wrong?
I'm not paying me a mete. Never na I was listening to the news and let me be honest, I don't know. Some radio stations be especially the news ones no. I don't know how editorial no committee and you know because and they say questions be na host no able to Oforiata lawyer no. To me they were complete nonsensical questions. What I say or Befiana. I mean, yeah, no papa no a former finance minister. Or Befi, who was an omna of you no mail. Yeah, didn't ya Cincinnati Furata Emra Ghana or Mim Chassis. Second, and the Minyan Munti ye from lawyer Frank Davis say, did they not OSP especially? And then na say charges now makanino. Kwasi Oforiata has never been served.
Really?
Yeah. Frank Davis said it today, this evening.
Either substitute, Fred say, servings, personal, virtual. He hasn't been served.
It's you know, Papa Bontin said me, Aquachi me say me, yeah, Davia Emfra. And I would not Bontin, I walk. Me and Cassana, I didn't find me how so I bet you. Me and Casa first of all, my chamber. I didn't know. Send me na me koyo minim. Wa also would no. Me cry no my menti and would do the Panajab Montino or Horns. Omo a lawyer for. It is sometimes Anka Opa say Unyo Bia or Sabio or Timbrana, confirm Brano Mumuno, M1 Nanka, and Tiasiani Humu, Embremu. Bako Fred Martin Pibua. Not what took law no, actually. Martin Pibu position on Oforiata cases say. Honestly, today I mean overusing this word. It's completely nonsensical. Today he was speaking rubbish. Say Senko Oforiata Equabrutino and Comudina a airport on Pine Julo. That is, I mean, how?
Because Martin Pebu is one of those people. They say, uti, hwa. Don't take anybody who is still alive as a role model. You'll be disappointed. I am telling you.
Nah, already told.
What I say, no matter the situation, do not take anybody or Tiase as a role model. Or be disappointed.
Yeah.
Because looking at the soul sourcing, maintain anything from here. Looking at this
arrangement, aircraft here,
maintain. Yet anything about my friend say Ken Oforiatta, this man will pop up even from his sleep and then speak so ill. In fact, at some point, he told President Kufuor, the legend President Kufuor, to shut up because he will cry for
Look at him.
Then I was like, oh, this man has lost it.
Bruh. I don't know.
He has lost it.
Yeah. Well, no say me a media house, I will never call him.
Well, for the numbers.
Well, maybe I don't make us say atopa. Yeah, comedy or umbukuno. But the guy is a comedian. No, he can really crack you up. So, also a comedy. Say, more, me, I'm a comedian, but I don't normally joke. I joke around serious matters. He is not joking even around serious matters. He's just joking for joking's sake. Because this evening, say, catch Julo Debra, any former chief of staff from Paramunya, let's see what Mona Dia na Wodia Inukoma OSP ni one, and then you can come over attack and send come to me, Ananka, ya Paro Julo, airport. That is a drunkard talking. No, because it doesn't make sense. And it's come from a lawyer. It makes it double painful because now what did I say? But that's him. Or no. What makes him better off than Oforiatta? Oforiatta is more used to this country. Even now, away from my than Martin people. But that's it. What then I'm more Kwasi. Say, Attorney General, what the 15 months ago be charged? Court to Supreme Court to your office, annex. I'll be to because of my lawyer Penindi, a honor first and last stop at the BS Oko. Now to me for an uncle call to me in Nassam, loyalty or memory of friend so do going. Are you prepared? Then they will say, who see you no court to an court to a member. Was it that? So no Ombrana mucho for that time for Hank of Good and Financial Black Maria. Now, so Mubana Sumo and Sana, but Nako Courtois. You people, I mean, they didn't call them way. And US want know on behalf of Ghana. And and no Attorney General, me sure say US no crano, wa free obi kura na de Oforiatta ho komoda. Ono ane party for no from Victor Smith so commissioners then. Ono Victor Smith di nkoma. Ono obi ani nkoma. Victor Smith only citizen of the United States. He is not close to the government of the United States. He can do anything foko. Etu kura na maybe was so kwa kwasra Oforiatta ho aka say my friend. I don't need you here. Na me tumi krom kura wo mesra me da. I had over mesra me say, why would I welcome visitors in my time of need? Maybe I may want to hear uncomfortable place. I mean, who does that? Victor Zona Koda. You know me who sorry when the moon optics no, and you'll be under the optics control. Oforiatta will not give you room to use him as for your optics. Never. And never away him, I will never come here. Because you as one what just if you are or brew or derby, what or nabia or quack politics bag and now go to ice cream and done. He has been a virtuous man himself. He has been a resourceful man himself for long. Say, it's accusations now they're going to know as a citizen. What do I think? I think that there's no accusation against him right now. Until somebody be questioning some, and I'm a friend of so and I'm a man. I mean, some kind of court, some and crack. I say, we here say in India, whatever you're speaking doesn't make sense. So the man can choose to live his life the way he wants it. And one.
Well, again, as it is, I always say, if I was Ken, I would have wished send me a Ken. Kameba Ghana. There's no case against Ken. Because you see, I mean, the chance to say, being the real issue with Ken.
Meaning
SML.
SML. One know. SML company no
you see.
SML company I was here can for that boy this can. What is your SML Nibiatum? And SML Nibian court. Mente.
Was a big push.
Yes.
And combine it with new recruitment for friends, health workers. Almost to say that they are not going to do the usual, which they will take in batches. Now goes 2025. Now, friends say, yeah, we'll apply.
Apply to who?
Through the system they are going to open. Yeah.
And the first net to say.
First they say. maybe 2023.
18 years. That's
Okay. 2023 that maybe
yeah.
Okay, I was up here my service and then wait for my pin.
Yeah.
Into a moment we 2021. No, would have gone through all those process and finished. Say service here 1 year.
Yeah.
And what be asa? Or we 2021. It means we in the service 2022.
22, yeah.
And then couple you will submit a lot of things before you get your pin. It didn't take you
personal identification number.
Yes, they need a pin. And as a nurse, a professional
number.
It's like being a lawyer.
Yeah.
You need your friend say
teacher will be, police will be.
You understand that to get your pin to be able to be a practitioner. No,
yeah.
always submit a lot of things during your services, during your practicals. You have to submit to the first and SMB council. Then they give you your pin.
Okay.
It's usually it won't fear per se because through that now you are going through a form of training. Because service need a form of training as well.
Yeah.
And the only say 2021 batch at that time, say you be a new entrance for platform no portal to recruiter. Among we 2021 will then apply.
Okay.
What we 2023 that time won't me apply because we service grant when you pay.
Yeah.
Okay, that has been the case.
Okay.
It me 2023 no. Say no, if I say what 2026. I am expecting so will be 2024, 25. No, it will be in the service. It may say no. I'm waiting to say maybe a portal. No, do so. Okay, now here's the case. Say all these years batches they are there waiting for the portals to be open based on seniority, based on the time I completed.
Yeah.
And this is the case. I say no. You trouble. Be anchor portals no so apply.
Okay.
Doesn't matter the year you completed.
Okay.
If you are lucky and there's vacancy in your area, then near your file. Just suppose that to during the campaign era or say no, a very automatic posting. You see, I'm speaking from in context too.
I get you.
At the time, I know. And it's saying or say call or district.
A few moments later.
A full moment later. Say a vacancy or honor apply. Me, I'm him. When is a breed a lot of protocol because minimum MPB. I'll just go there. Honorable. Mrs. Sakitwe, we this year na porter baby financial money. Honorable so be call be near the nabesho. You understand that? It's not defeated the purpose of say, fighting those nepotism, corruption, and then again, use sanity in the system. And then again, fulfilling a campaign promise.
As for the campaign, the promise back no much more fulfilling. Fine, E-levy was cancelled.
So you can add that to big push and all
right.
that because
I mean,
the time is almost
but maybe you should give me time to familiarize myself. I have some nurses I can talk to and get to know exactly what they mean. But that nurse problem now will be to be school 2021 or as if you have hospitals, Google, nipa my fokra enkom no me have tiase. Me sanso tiase. Adan me who said Dr. Keskin. I think he was here some time ago. Or to me, I could teach some agenda 111 projects be. In fact, they are complete already. Because South Hospital now, government will doing so about 9 years. What hospital be a more pretty bed 20 years or near war so called one a complete in there, just say, Obidia all running these clinics and private hospitals.
Yeah, and that is the one of the problem I'm with this health minister. Or too political.
Oh, why not?
The man is too political.
I can't politics.
No, sometimes you will want to get to a certain stage. He has been there. I think it's a 3-time MP.
Yes.
So the experience must be there.
It's a political experience.
At some point, you put your political difference aside for the growth of our mind. Limbs free aside now, most hospitals in through quarter of what the limbs state. You see,
software corner now,
agenda 111 there will come once me. Like you are saying, in fact, the state of about 50 or so is far better than a lot of community centers, a lot of chip compounds. All you need say, okay, partial open it partially.
Now,
let's assume we say, for now, even hospitals I can say, even when you are in this district capital, when you are in these hospitals, I told you are referred to Kwalebu, you are referred to offense 37. So assuming say, okay, then certain things morgue in you. It's morgue that important say
Oh.
Hospital need more. We will not operate a whole hospital. No. About 40 or 60 bed. It be as high as 100 bed capacity.
But who any day 100 as I don't know, but maybe I have to go and watch it. It's a whole complex. And one building.
That is the agenda. One.
Thank you. Oh no. What time you know? I was saying there or could chat to the no. I know the idea to the then they make a crunch in my home pay. And I can't even give you 60% complete. But they will confirm me any day. I'm telling you, it can operate today. Or it you can car in the it is about 50 near completion of million. Say 50 years, almost 2,000 to 5,000 there. Next year, they will all be absorbed easily. Yeah, no. Hospitals were genuinely they are overstaffed. What do you mean, Jibin Kaho? And yes, a crowd him say, "Abano, who post to more staff to a hospital who is already overstaffed." As I know, you are wasting money because of you are says, "I know, Tibia, we should only be a 133."
No, exactly.
They know.
No, the hospitals they were running 133 for a long time.
Okay,
hospital has been running 133
on their own.
You go morning you close at 2 o'clock.
Yes, somebody
2 o'clock they come and they close at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
8 o'clock, the night shift will come and they close the next morning.
I agree.
Until time I know make you promise automatic posting for nurses. No, now when you say they are overstaffed.
Yes, I mean, say, Unya, that's what you grow. Bantima High Street, my mom 35 going, 35 to 50. I know I'm winning about a man, my pewa is America. Wasubu Wason, a bebu. Ah, no bit to me now, Bana cow. Seka is we were packing Sequano who was a Oba Bra Bina who will be on the phone soon, sister Oba. So, yeah, why don't you say Mad Monica? And Karen Audio. Oh, but you should car now with your own engine, and they are your Bobana, Orbano. And again, is it wrong way? Who has what me as okay? What to call? I mean, people say all manner of things to get what they want. You get me? And now, a penny for was saying, I know I did business. No, because I didn't me say, oh, okay, basically, things happen. In business creation, all things being equal. And genuinely, things are not always equal. In fact, there has never been a time all things were equal that. But I'm not going to condescend to this party and this government's posture when they were in opposition and right now, because to me, everything is complete deception. You know, definitely you can do. I mean, how do you tell me say the water mechanism in cocoa farms? How do you tell me say will be a near to cocoa bag 400? Kwabra near to me push ya man I could do 3,000 something. Now Tifi can say I didn't go the second at least 6,500 and as one to your cry 7,000. Near my opportunity another about 2,000. I mean, how do you even come out and defend this? And then Katana now is already the near her way. Basa Bichim say, as a name up from dollar 2,500 to be told near my more, say 3,500. You want to tell me I'm a fool, which I'm not. So eventually, I think it is you rather who is being foolish by going about and peddling this. And I can think I with me and politics to change. What do I say? Because you took on a defend the cuckoo, a politics no way. And you say be no pass or catch cuckoo for. Because it doesn't make sense. The only sense I say, a grana and the man a ton of Jamas, about for a cousin, the bono, about from saying you're quiet and tontino, any grana, bet you are 3,500 now. I bet you. Senka right now, we say 3,500 own to mean to a crown and from Caribbean Combel, Lemka, because they are about 3,500 per bag neighbor. Meanwhile, what is to free? About 2,500, 2,500 that is double slap. You get me? So they deceived whoever they deceived to vote for them.
Because a big push.
Today,
big push.
Yeah,
big push.
And no other big push, yeah. Okay? Genuinely, maybe to a what do you say? And then party for Omufia, and we found Omunyasika at the Babam. For my way, and finance political parties. And Kokufuado on the ma political campaign boy in pass or 2008. They get up board and Kokufuado introduced you into politics. And if put you try a star because first who will try vote for me and once over her coming now I knew or I said was smile like a crack. And I had that ye say a boy Satam cannot vote for me so and cutting razor keko and sana election time no do was nationwide and a big boss I can see na afei ko hunyo ntuni no twa nwoma wo person no because Rollins dey omwe Joala ka nwoma bo man DC na de na luma to ye no oto man na Akufuado apart from na Akufuado udumi nyusu sa nwom no enko what I say or you was snake kukudu MPP monto mana na kufa hebe na Kwasi Mensah ko fa sa nwom no de akoye campaign se bia ikoyi na Akufuado flow ye de bi show since then look at the kind of campaigns these people run and then they are social media and technology about you know also we find life
because me to asana is a party in hiska.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you man. Sika so you never be free. Sika so you find form obi ene tua e. Say nipa no. So our boa mo o to asi o. Nipa so mesi ato 11 pickups. E dey akoma the party. Bo kra constituency baako. Wato say dey akoma over. There's nothing like free lunch anywhere. Oh na me kire. Eye strategy fidie bi na obi no onu osuma yenim dada de ha adwen ye wo mo ade da obo ye fa because aban ben na oba on twhwe ne party for no mo contract bi no mo so nya sika kakra no mo betuma bo party obi aye bi mi no me rotia na for 6 years running since 2018 2019 coming and I same crop of people ya Sami Jemfi Kwame Agboja who else? Okuje to Ablakwa, President Mahama himself, Sudin Katia, who almost everybody we know, including the finance minister, at forcing. As if say contract Bianco so I take over the who they show in some street. And as I so I can't say, Oba, and this is what he make trim. Now you say you're going to try school, can't say, safety and we.
What you double track?
What you make
double track there. What be try double track?
So what you make them?
On to me chop.
Masa.
But the name can source and say, "Obi oba catch us. We try double track. Mubi ya."
Onim the worker.
You say when I do.
Onim the worker. And they say all these things.
This is when I do kakra.
Because what does a double track?
Because the idea of double track
is perfect.
And your politics is the most perfect thing. You invented.
Why do you think like we are still in the bush?
Presec. Ebema kwine. Na school ni guho.
6 weeks
for sometimes 2 months.
Yes.
Na ku obi anko. Na presec empty.
Na kura na mfie. Yesi presec ayema.
Prempe empty. Eda ho. Opokuare empty.
Yasantoa empty.
St. Augustine na eda ho.
Why?
Oh come on. And see why obeka say you double track.
Thank you. But you had these people going about making look as if say no abeye problem more man. I didn't see where the problem was. Obi say wa me ne bana befi. Na oba no pass oba no ko hifa.
In fact, addition kasa for now no. Humans adapt. So what I say. And crowd befia. They have their ways of learning. And the school senior run even online classes for them. Aside the extra classes now, traditionally you know one, the extra classes is there, and then secondly, they are doing online for them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
who say I that's the school visit? Chalk cry these days, no. Most senior school, chalk cry is a thing of the past.
No.
They use marker board.
Yeah. In fact, marker board is even being friends outdated. They are now using smart board.
Smart boards.
Yeah.
What do suffer super net? I say plug. What do you say? Well, that's all 60s and 80s and gorgeous by time and answer the other. But this is what this was saying. And say waba. Every other who say, how could you award over 900 contracts? What kind of contracts are those? Again,
or your analogy be, I think say, do maybe we must call the politician, say they all canon. You can't take us for a ride.
They have already taken.
How do you assume say by virtue of say number by share number say 900, mama 900 contract into the 80 something, just 9%.
Yeah.
Forgetting say we don't do that in mathematics. A quantum of amount involved, not the average or percentage.
Yeah.
Imagine say flagship near big push. We are talking about 9 billion. That is what President Mahama said.
Big push 70 billion or 9?
No, $9 billion. Okay. I'm talking about US dollars. $9 to $10 billion. No, so the very big push. Okay. When you take that aside, ABR now we the rest of 400 or 900 projects. ABR endrew $2 million friends say dollars. You see? So by that, you can't say because of that the same analogy, friend say friends, the DHP did the same analogy.
Okay.
Or buy an lems or say or my 50%, all this or match it, they should have done the rest. Then he was pushed further, made no said no, went to for Kolebu 37, any confanoche, and compare a friend is say Jacobu, a friend head center.
Hospital. Thank you.
And you can't count it 111. Say because of ABI numbers near 200.
Yeah.
It's my 100.
Yeah.
Because of the other 100, 50%. That's not how it works.
Because volume take you wahano.
Kwalebu alone is about 70
Yeah.
of Jacobu head center. Same way na me can be sisu.
Okay.
Says Felix analysis now way. Big push contract said that is about $10 billion. So the rest now yeah over 700. I'm telling you, so Okaboma one Drew even cry.
They just want the leeway to take themselves out of the conundrum and put themselves to. But it's not flying because we are not fools. Eduji was sweating the other time on news file also. What you say? I like his confidence, but he was not making any. He was not convincing anybody. We all felt say, job number, you have to come and defend now. Why you don't on the mom who says if you're gonna cry is about 900 or something. No, let's stick to the prophecy the buy. 100 and something contracts nearby. It must say, and I'm going to call sourcing about 40 or 44%. That's why I'm about
75.
Or more than yeah. A me say, o maka tuya do manim. Because you're not on my side. And I say, I don't mean me, I will not praise you go to a man. I mean, I'm in good job on think or chant to say, O Yango Kumple the Mahama, Professor Nana G said the Sanko Chef on some time ago, saying Yango Pongukum, a Kufuado Neba. For what? I think it's the one. So what do you say? What catro? Oh, more baby as for baby Omubu. Oh no. So, yeah. And when what catro, I beg you to me, not say to me, I be doing that. Now, fade the upper so kind of cry. Send us to the wedding. Big push. President Mahama go come in here. Our friend road minister. So on funny documents in Brani entrance. How do you tell me? Say, Ubi a wakotna what deal my penny, if you be num, I got no fear watch. Manya mias ashwo no munyam. Throwing out training and Yakupon is a wood thrown to me. Baston or my wine, and my bay my penny. Now by won't legacy, I was a Udija because the last time in active politics in here, it's Upa so ye be near the cow. I'm near a kaiko for bars, a kaiko for the free SHS. Whoa, what about bears 30 years in politics will be any idea with my captain, mamma. It's in Uber 4 years, ever your legacy. It's in what you not what Nasia do not strategize and say, oh, the big push ever. Says kind of boss on $10 billion no. Okay, 2020. I will try $10 billion. Anyone so that crata so say no and very big push. And Papa one yamia show the Munyamaba Memu, Wafa road minister, or ye did the fire contract which will be our memoir, and I not one. And on what Nasia did was me bear say, you do 1.5 years money. I'm a contrast to the tune of 70 billion Ghana cedis as a saying. Nakachem said, no more, nothing, no friends of Van Gratamra. President, who are you talking to? Farida Crow, Sassimoka, because Papa, as I'm the Braca. Because you should be aware. And then Yamin Chadias, we want party for no man, Tucrano, so I'll find my cry. I'm sure it's kind of what you. This is a failure of the contrast in the common. I am sure ye nimna, you ever knew who is your GD. Me did say, if you grab a door, say, now sit down over there, and I can see forever. I think I won't go back time. I know him. Oh, him, I'm not say. And no person would justify us. So the cumulatively, the contract in Yabuma is about 1,000 contracts now. If we say in the call, that is not what we are looking at. We are looking at the quantum of money and the processes that he went through. Because you were criticizing the process. And this is quite any hard problem with the money. In Kaiser Omagazebia, so in this kind of soon grand home. One chance and you're competitive. It is a we are man, woman as we are contract and as a win party card, the APP, we not contract. That was your argument. I'm a president, the first state of the nation address, or hinting or not. Could you two crowd before the election or the movement first to cause? Well,
the last Sona obey.
Yes.
Indeed, also he re-entreated, yes. In fact, Obe banning, yes. Literally banning so sourcing. And did a wiki crampo. I think so we did the next day, then this expose. The
expose no head dating, no. Contrast ne go on. 2025 contrast.
Yeah. And then when you read it critically, Grandpa, then they talk about agency. Then you ask yourself, where was the agency? Because some of them, it's 8 months after NDC being in office.
And
to what 8 months. Couldn't you have used the 8 months to do the competitive bidding?
Contract of because obviously on more website in there, if you want to read them, you read them. It's deception. I don't know who they are trying to deceive. It also years ago, I say, or some not that, or some money now. do not be deceived. Mobi and Adao. So ma ho kwan ebia politics mu de obetuma ma ho kwan but busuafo me nwen politics dem nwen ball no what I say ball there me team ni I must support the team whether we win or we lose but in politics me so can some na say Thomas man I will not go to support because say na me party no twa me kan say me there enye me hwe me kra na me nya bia say me yikoboa normally no party me are the minimum other people but me there me nya hwe free. So I say. So I want to be convinced in my own small corner. I am not more important than anybody. And not just a chain will be a but me Jimmy me here money baby I'm shake it way, you know. Sasemono ya no kra. Mean to me and Quabontin could defend it say Asemono ya no kra. These elements are shame to themselves. And if they have children in the house or to making kind and do it even be a I said, oh, I'm sure so that the man now can pa no ya bro pa. Me and as my ganya, that you. If they do, maybe so by Casa next time we'll air will be aware careful. But for who knows? For all you know, we don't even talk to them and answer there. But Nane, every explanation NDC gave about this sourcing does not make sense. Every explanation NDC is giving about LGBT does not make sense. But I agree, the LGBT part. Every explanation the NDC is giving about why the 24-hour economy cannot start now does not make sense. Because when you were saying it, we were telling you that it's not practical. You said it's practical.
Right. My fans also. So now you know, most of the things they are saying does not make sense. Even from my little research I've done on the big push, that $10 million, we do not know where that money is going to come from. Because for the past 10 years, revenue both gold and then oil is not even up to half of that money. Their taxes credit you to 10 because I told force and so Bob say 17 billion. That's also no the salary. So Omaya will count 10 years. My friend is saying royalty for gold and oil is not even up to 10 billion. Now also within 4 years, you are going to do a friend say 10 billion worth of road unless Obaba say me na me kan, but it looks like say you must for the sake of say yenye so that the next generation will not spend so much to do it. No, you will go look for funds elsewhere, do it, and then ask the no pay by the future. Other than that, it doesn't add up.
You know, DDP, April ending,
yeah, yes. Kwasi, thanks so much for your input and then all these things we've been doing. In fact, it hasn't been easy, but you manage better. But Nyankopon any holding, but it is for chair. For and I say, any last
question? Well, there was a lady. I should have sent this thing to NASCO. Right, Elizabeth, Mr. I think Andy. Which was said Isaac, yeah, Omuba Penny, Doctor, Mrs. Which was and then a birthday. Happy birthday to you. And your radio dear. Let me try all the command.
Yeah, okay. More munya brain near Trana, Afrocity Extra, so that must say, we had people contributing, Nanaba, good evening, Oju Passa, good evening. Ricky, good evening. DJ Lloyd, a lot more. I'm saying Brandon T. We might not be able to mention all, but the Jamuninas, we appreciate your time. Come again, Facebook. I think it's supposed to be on in our next live. We are sure Friday we'll be able to do Facebook. And TNT President Mahama Fiscal Council now. What we will do that. Don't worry. Friday we'll be here. Thank you so much, DJ Nasco, Ketri, producer at large, DJ, how do you call it? Black God, Calvin, Chidi. Unfortunately, under the weather, he'll be here. He'll be joining us on Friday. Thank you so much. Have a great, 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 great evening. See you on Friday. Bye.
Oh, yeah, exactly.